Hey everybody, Lord Magicus, and we're going to play more Mono Blue Devotion and Pioneer. Alright, so today we're going to be back to like our more standard kind of list here. No ley lines. I hate the ley lines. The ley lines, super high variance. I don't really want to play with them, so we're going to do what we normally do here and play like an actual curve in this deck. So changes, instead of Harbinger, I'm going to try Thassa's Oracle today because when we did play with the ley lines, this card actually kind of impressed me, and I think that it's worth playing in this. It's 2 pips, it's a 1/3, so it can block pretty well. It doesn't, yeah, it's Devotion that doesn't die to Wild Slash, which is nice. Yeah, and the Scry ability is nice. I doubt we're ever going to win the game off of it. It's theoretically possible, but it's a highly unlikely. But that said, yeah, just the Scry ability, maybe finding like a timely Master of Waves or maybe a counterspell in a combo match, like that seems relevant. Yeah, and because we only have 8 2-drops here, I am playing the full set of Brazen Borrowers because the Petty Theft is going to act like more 2-drops in lieu of Harbinger. This card, yeah, it fits at 2 different places in the curve, so it helps us transition from turn 2 to 3. I like the Shadow Spears. I think this card was really great when we played it before, and I'm interested to keep playing it because I think it gives us a better game against the red deck. And instead of Siren Storm Tamer today, at Rothgar's suggestion, we're going to try out Cloudfin Raptor instead. And I'm interested to try this for a few reasons. One, sometimes it is hard to hold up mana for the Siren Storm Tamer. Actually, you have it right here. It's a 1/1 always, so it's not like it's a huge threat or anything. Its ability is nice, but if you play it in like turn 1, it's not going to stop them from turn 1 thought seizing you. So maybe like turn 2 or 3, but even that's not good because a lot of times it means you're not doing anything else, depending upon what you have in your hand. Like you can't realistically hold this up in turn 2. So it is a wizard, which is nice for Wizard's Retort, and Cloudfin is not. So this gets a little bit more inconsistent. So we're banking on like the Trickster, the Oracle, and the Gadwicks to make these counter spells in the late game. So that way, we can play 2 spells a turn once we get to like 4 mana. But yeah, this ability sometimes is a little clunky, and the other reason I'm interested to try this is because Cloudfin I think is a little bit better with the Shadow Spear. This thing has the potential to get much bigger and much more threatening to our opponent, so they have to spend resources to deal with it. Because we can easily make it like a 3/4 and then equip the spear to it, and now suddenly like we're in a very commanding position with this thing. The Oracle still triggers it twice. 3 toughness means that even when this is a 1/2, this will still make it a 2/3. And then we have Borrower and Gadwick, which can make take it up to 3 power. Thassa and Tempest can take it even higher than that. So yeah, I think it'll be worth testing Raptor because it just helps us overload on aggro threats their opponent has to deal with. So sideboard, I'm going to play 3 Grafdigger's Cage. This card is good at stopping Underworld Breach from going off because they have to now find a Braid to deal with this thing. We're going to, in order to make room for some of this stuff, we're going to play 3 Tidebinder Mage and 2 Cerulean Drake. Originally we had more Drakes in here, but I think because we have the main deck Shadow Spirit, we don't need quite as much anti-red stuff, and Tidebinder still helps bridge that gap a little bit. But Tidebinder's main thing is that the Titan creatures that have escape, like Oro, for instance, Tidebinder is much better at keeping those things locked down. So I really don't want them attacking and getting their triggers every single turn. So we're going to play 3 Tidebinders, 2 Drakes. Mystical Dispute, this card's great. I'm going to try Summary Dismissal here. It does sort of the same thing that Ashiok's Erasure does, like it stops Supreme Verdict from destroying your stuff, but it's a more permanent solution, and it's a little bit better against the mono green deck if we come up against it, because it exiles the triggers, or the cast triggers from stuff like Ulamog or World Breaker. However, it doesn't provide any devotion, and it still lets them just like slam a second one next turn, so I don't know which one is necessarily better. I think maybe this one is slightly better, just because it's less vulnerable and they don't get the card back ever. So we'll see. It's still a reasonable. Yeah, like we want this against blue-white control for sure, and then stuff like mono-green devotion or the ramp deck. So Spyglass, same thing. We want it against the control decks, and against the walking ballista decks, we're gonna need this. Where there's no way we're beating ballista without this thing. So other than that, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. It's 24 lands with 3 Nykthos. I think this is a good 3 Nykthos list. We're not like super all in on it, so we don't need all 4, but we have the Gadwicks to make use of it, and I think that's fine. Yeah, other than that, like 21 islands, we can't afford to play any Castle Ventress if you're going to play Tempest, because you just want all islands to make this thing as big and scary as possible. So, alright, that's all I have to say about that, so let's go jam this in the league and see how we do. This is the sort of list that I feel much more comfortable taking into battle. It's not as, it's not as all-in stupid as the other deck, but I think this is a lot more consistent. And if there's one thing you should know about like Merfolk, it's consistency is key. We have lots of redundant effects. We like to play our Merfolk because it's very consistent, and I think in this format, a build like this is pretty consistent. So that's kind of my jam. That's what I enjoy. Just get good at what you're doing and then do it consistently, and that will take you to victory. I've never been like one of those all-in, like Neo Brand kind of, we have to just go for it, or even like Dredge or Tron sometimes, you just gotta aggressively go for, your thing, and then just hope that it gets there. So, I don't want a deck that has like higher variance to it, where you're mulling a lot and making a lot more risky choices sometimes. I want to pick something that is gonna do reasonably well every time that I play the deck, so the leyline build just felt so bad, like when you're top decking leylines and stuff. So it's a little loud. There we go. All right, we are on the draw. This hand's fine. We can keep it. We'll go Raptor, potentially Raptor again after that. We have some time to draw some cards. Pick up 7 cards, playing Forest. Llanowar Elves, so this might be ramp or this. No, that's fine. Pass. So we can actually like play Trickster next turn to try to slow them down a little bit, and hopefully then we'll gem. I think. Okay, okay. So you know what? If that's gonna be the case, I play Trickster. I don't really want to waste Trickster just yet. Then pass. We'll play Tempest in probably. This thing can't attack yet. Alright, well, yeah, we're going to have to Trickster this down probably next turn. Death Touch Indestructible. Yeah. Let's see. The other option is Tempest Shin, but I don't really want to deal with that. I could take 5 for another turn and then play Master of Waves, and that can reasonably like stabilize this board. So I guess we're just going to pass. Let's put them to a choice right now. Okay, so they're not pumping anything up this turn. That's nice. That thing gives things trample, though. That's a pain in the ass. We have 1 card left. Well, we are fucked, because that's going to get trample and we can't do anything about it. So I guess we are blocking this with a thing. They can't afford to take that much damage right now. Yeah, I think what they have 4, 6. They can give this thing 14 trample, and then we still have to deal with the rest of this. Alright, well, I don't think this is enough, but we'll try. Can't really attack right now. Yeah. They have the desert. Well, I guess it depends on how they do this, but they can give this thing trample too. It really doesn't matter. This was way too much, way too quickly. They just got out like ridiculously ahead. Definitely need those Tidebinders badly. Oh, they chose this thing. That's interesting. I have to block this. And I have to block this with something so I don't die. They don't, or they can just give something trample. It doesn't matter. Yeah, they can give it trample still because they have 3 mana, so it doesn't actually matter. Yeah, that was just absolutely nuts. There's no way we're beating that. Fuck. Alright. Tidebinder seems good. Maybe trim like some oracles here. Master Waves is fine. Actually, all of these cards are pretty much fine. Gadwick can tap their stuff down, which is actually not irrelevant. Maybe cut a Cloudfin Raptor. I think the Spear is also okay because it helps us race them a little bit. I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have like a whole lot against this deck. Like the 3 Tidebinders are pretty much it. I guess we have to keep this. Can use the Oracle to find another land. No. Yeah. Play your elf. You have 8 of them in the deck, so. Yeah, I still think we need to find the 3rd land, so. Yeah, Steel Leaf is something we probably want to Tidebinder down here. Get in for 1, I guess. So we don't have a good way to, like, deal with this thing otherwise. But, okay, Lovestruck Beast, that's not that bad. So options are I can either play Master Waves or a Tempestion. If I play the Master Waves, I get enough tokens where this thing's not going to be reasonably attacking me. And then, yeah, then if we can draw another island, then we can hold up this Tempestion. I think that's what we want to do. We can just put some tokens in front of that. Pass. He does have a 1/1, so this can attack, but... Alright. Galta can also be a thing at any given point. That's scary. That's beautiful. It's exactly what we want to see here. Well, that's his power. You basically just give something else +2/+2 when it attacks. Unless they pump it up with a spell. Yeah, we're not attacking here, so... But Tempest Jin should help us. Now we have Wizard Retort and Jin. And we can play another Jin next turn. So as long as we have a counter spell for whatever is going to kill us, I think we can get ahead in time. Do I care about this? I can chump block this for a while, that's fine. Okay, well that's interesting. I don't need the Nykthos mana right now. Nothing has reach, so he can just get in. Okay, well they're just playing a bunch of lands and not doing anything. The Jins kill them in 2 turns. If we draw something like Gadwick, they're just absolutely stone cold dead. I don't know what you're doing, but okay, that's not a problem. We have elemental tokens to chump block with. I think like that, that'll deal 6 damage to this thing. I can take 5. Again, and then I still have a chump blocker, so... Okay, that probably means they're dead. Attack first. Just keep their big things tapped. Alright, yeah, and counterspell up means that we basically just win. Because they have to kill both of these, and we have a counterspell to stop them from doing that. I don't think... Yeah, there's nothing. Alright, so that was much better. I mean, they still had like a pretty big board, but getting the Jins out early enough, Master Waves helped stabilize. That was good. Tidebinder also helped quite a lot. Yeah, I think we just got to run it back. The problem is when they have the God, because the God is like ridiculously difficult to deal with. Giving things trample is not where we want to be. One sec. We don't want to see things get trample. That would be bad. I think the dismissals and the mystical disputes are a little bit too slow for this match. This is interesting. Because Brazen Borrower can buy us some time until we can find more lands. I think I'm going to keep this. We can hold up Borrower and then slow them down. Because if they spend their turn just like, you know, playing a 3-drop, we can just bounce it back to their hand. Okay, well, we need to draw lands. Tidebinder's a good draw, for sure, but I need another island, because I want to be able to, like, island this thing. Excellent, okay. I guess let's take this opportunity and play Oracle. Is now... ooh, that's interesting. I think we want Retort. We have enough flash stuff, so I want the Counterspell on top. Because this gives us the option of holding up Counterspell plus Brazen Borrower. They don't have a third land. Oh, they're dead. They are so dead. Okay, I'm not really scared of that thing right now. Here, I can just use Trickster to eat this. Because this will make sure the Love-Struck Beast can't attack. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to win this one for sure. Like, it's going to be insanely hard for them to come back from this. So we have access to 5 mana right now. If they play the Beast, I don't really care. Sure, I will take the 2. We're winning the race, I'm not worried. Yeah, that's fine. I still wish that each player had their own adventure zone. I don't like sharing. I guess attack. Oh, there is a bug in my desk right now. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not doing anything here. I don't really need to. Again, I don't really care about that. This is where we just nick those and blow them out. Cast. Yeah, he concedes. Alright, yep, cool. So we got it against the green deck. So the first game was a little rough, but we ended up getting there. So, alright. Give me 1 second, because I need to get this bug off of my desk right now. Yeah, little guy. I don't know why you are in here all of a sudden, but you need to go. Alright, much better. Okay, so that first game was a little bit rough, but Tidebinder definitely helped bring us back there, and Brazen Bar, again, doing what it's supposed to. They didn't have particularly fast starts in games 2 or 3, but it was okay. We had the tools to just like slow them down enough that you can just crush them. So let's go to round 2. I don't know if Cloudfin was necessary or not there. I guess I could have played it in that last turn. I probably should have, but I got distracted by, you know, the bug on my desk and then didn't think to play it before the end step. It doesn't matter. We were super winning that game anyway. So we are on the play, so let's absolutely do that. Yeah, this hand's fine. And again, we have Oracle to try to dig for that third land so we can help curve out. Alright, let's do this. Looks like this might be a a mirror match. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, so this is probably Phoenix. And if that also means that we probably need a counterspell. That's fine. Put on top. We want the Tempest Jhin. This deck might be playing Breach. We need to kill them fast. Jhin is like the best thing we can play against them most of the time. This could be a control deck, so attack. They might have a counterspell if this is control. Alright. Yeah, it looks like it. Sensor. Okay, so this is blue-white control. More than likely. No. Okay. Oh, is this the inverter deck? Interesting. Okay, well, we're not getting censored again. We'll play Tempest Jhin again. Unless they have the thing in hand, it's not going to help them. We don't really have anything to interact. Okay, so this is definitely that Inverter of Truth deck, and we need a counterspell, but we don't have one. We're almost certainly playing Master of Waves next turn, so we just need to go wide while we can. Beautiful. Alright. Actually, it was a mistake. I should play the island to get in the extra damage here. I guess the only reason I was thinking not to do that is if they had a censor, I didn't want them to think that I was going to be able to play Master of Waves post-combat. Maybe it doesn't matter, because they can just Fatal Push something now. Okay, so they're not going to. They know our hands. We're killing them this turn, though, so... Alright, do you have, like, Languish? Is that a card in your deck? Because right now we have Lethal on board. You have to deal with Master of Waves. So you need to Fatal Push the Master. And probably this, because you still die in 2 turns. Dig through time, okay? So you dig through time, try to find the push. You're still not winning, though, because... Actually, no, I guess they could be. If they have If they have to, like, have Fatal Push and then a combination of Land, Inverter, and Oracle, and I think they can win next turn. But, unfortunately, yeah, like, the Borrower is not going to be able to interact with them comboing at all. Okay. It actually might, because, no, there's a possibility. Okay, well, alright, I think we win now, because we drew a counterspell. Now I don't think there's anything they can do. We do have a wizard, so it only costs 2. Cycling. They're still dead to the Jhin next turn, so as long as we're protecting the Jhin with a counterspell, basically. That's our plan. If this lives, you die. And actually, no, they can't win with this now because there's too many cards in their graveyard. Their devotion will be 2, but they'll have like 3 cards. Yeah, that's not going to do it. How exactly does that help you? You have 41 cards in your deck still? Okay. This might be a matchup where the Siren Storm Tamer would be a little bit better. If their plan is to just, like, cycle this to get something, I don't think that's going to work. Whatever they play, we're just going to counter it. Alright, cool. We got game 1. That's important. Alright, game one. Great. This is like the splinter twin of this format now. Alright, we definitely want Mystical Dispute, and I think we probably want Summary Dismissal. Just as many counterspells as we can get. Master Waves does not feel very good against this deck. We have to cut one more card. I don't think Shadow Spear is particularly important. They have Thassa's Oracle, so the flying actually does matter a little bit. This can actually counter Thoughtseize, which is not irrelevant. The Spyglass is also sort of okay, because this thing can deal with Jace if they go that route. Maybe we want Spyglass and we can take out maybe a Thassa. Like, blocking's not really a big thing in their deck. And they also might have stuff like Languish in their deck too, so I don't know if I want to overcommit to the board. Plus tapping 3 mana is not necessarily the best. Trickster can tap stuff down and Oracle finds as our counterspell, so I think that these cards are all better. I'll try it like this. Basically, we want to try to be like, we need to be faster and not clunky. Well, this hand is terrible. I guess this is okay. We're going to keep this. Spyglass is probably the worst thing here. Can play Raptor and have Trickster up. I'm going to put Spyglass in the bottom. Dispute's good. We want to keep this. I mean, they might just Thoughtseize it at some point, but that's a risk we have to take. So Cloudfin comes out. And if they play like Oracle to try to dig for something, we can Trickster it. Get in some damage. Island in the hand, so probably Oracle this turn. Hackrat! Oh god. So here is a cute thing. I wasn't intending to do this turn, but Packrat does not have power and toughness. If we just Merfolk Trickster this thing right now, it dies. And we have to kill that right now. Because if we let them untap with it, they, like, it's kind of just like the original, you know, Theros Return to Ravnica days, where their curve of, like, Thoughtseize into Packrat is damn near unbeatable by almost any deck. This just keeps turning every card they draw into more Packrats, and we can't have that, because we'll not be able to erase that at some point. Alright, Thought Erasure, they can take the Dispute, but that's fine, because we already have, like, a devastating curve. If they're taking the Borrower, that's probably a good sign for us. Or maybe they have, like, Thoughtseize, and they're going to take something anyway. Interesting. I guess... doesn't matter. I guess I'm going to play the Nykthos. I don't anticipate needing it, but... they're close to being able to fire off a Dig Through Time. Thassa's Oracle. Yeah. That's not the one. I can't counter that. I don't want to be countering that. They did put a card in top, so they found something of value. Alright, well, we don't have anything of value, so can't attack through this thing. 2 counterspells is not bad, though, because now we can play Retort and Dispute at the same time. Alright, well, they... no, I guess that's fine. It's just... we need to keep the counterspells for something important. They get to dig 4 cards this time, which sucks, but it's still okay. We want to find probably a 2-drop here. I want to be able to keep Nykthos mana up. That's not terrible. The Nykthos can still be converted to 3 blue now. Can I afford to let that happen? I don't know that I can. I have no choice, I don't think, but... Alright, well, we still can use both of these in one turn. It's fine. That has to get countered. Question is, what do I counter it with? Because if I go with Dispute, I don't have Retort up. I think I have to use this first. Because I need that not to resolve. If that resolves, we are in deep world shit. And if they have like a counter spell for this, I need the Dispute up to counter their counter. They know I have it too, so like it's... Yeah. They've seen my hand, right? So they should know all this is going to happen. Here it's pretty free for them to attack. So they can't block anyway. That's actually not bad. If we can, yeah, we definitely have the ability to dig for something relevant now. They have no cards in hand, so Gadwick on top, I think, is what we want. They have no cards. We have no cards. Gadwick will help us win this race. Attack. We can play Gadwick for X equals 2. Hope that there's top deck a land this turn. Yep, they top decked Fabled Passage. I don't think they should have played that. Doesn't really matter because I only have 3 mana anyway, but this is fine. Draw 2 cards. Also trigger Cloudfin again. I don't understand why you're fetching now. Like, there's not really a good reason to do that because you have no cards in hand. And you just wasted it, so now you don't have Fatal Push-Up. That's very good. This means next turn we can draw a million more cards. Okay, he just gave up. It's cool. Well, we beat the Inverter Twin deck. Which I think that we probably have a decent matchup against it. We have enough counterspells. We have a pretty good aggro curve against them. Their main defense is, like, they have little removal spells like push and stuff, but I think we have enough, like, flying things and, you know, protection for our creatures and whatnot, and ability to counter, like, their inverter from going off. We should have a reasonably decent matchup versus this deck. Certainly there are going to be draws where sometimes they just get there with, you know, the pack rat or, like, sideboard into a different kind of strategy plan, but our counter spells will still be good against that too, so. Yeah, we are going to be on the play against Natan PK. This is terrible. Actually, this is fine. I think we just put the Wizard's Retort on the bottom. So we want to curve into Master of Waves, and this is... If we draw like a 2-drop, this is almost perfect. Especially like Oracle, that would be great next turn. Alright, Swamp. Okay, so this could be mono black. Pass. They want to Fatal Push this thing, I'm cool with that. So we're likely going to bounce anything they play next turn because we want to hard cast this in their turn. We're not doing... Okay, so this might be the same deck, actually. Well, if it is, so be it. Like, they might have Censor. But if I would like them to use the Censor in this rather than Master. Okay. No. So this appears to be the same deck. Are we playing against this twin deck twice in a row? Is this a different person? Yeah, right. Okay. I'm sure that it is. Do you have a third land? Okay, now you do. Alright, well, Master of Waves. Do you have another sensor? Yeah? No. Alright, well, what you don't know is we have 2 more of these, so, eventually you're going to run out of these, and we're going to have just stick one of these, so. If you have Inverter and Thassa's Oracle in your hand, there's nothing we can do about it. Like, we can't beat that. Their deck is 2 cards, though, so if they just have Twin, they have Twin, so. I think that's how I'm going to refer to this now, so. Alright, you lose. they just fucking had it, so, like, sure. Turn 4, turn 5. Well, same deal as last time. I don't think Master Ways is what we want in this match. I think we take out a Thassa, bring in the Disputes, bring in this. And I think, yeah, that's actually what... We took out Shadow Spear, I think, right? What did we take in? Oh, yeah, we took in the Spyglasses, because they do run Jace sometimes. And this, knowing that sometimes they might side in Pack Rat, we might want to do it with that, too, so... But it also means Trickster is really important to keep in, because if they go turn 2 Pack Rat, it's one of the only ways we have to deal with that. I mean, Thassa is sort of fine here. She can scry to more counter spells, but really, we need to kill them before they can combo, and the longer we give them, they have stuff like Dig Through Time that's just going to all but guarantee their ability to win. I think if Dig Through Time is in any danger in this format, it's going to be because of, like, this deck. That was the problem with it when it was banned in Moderns, because Splinter Twin could just play it and then have, like, literally Dig Through Time in their hand, and then cast it in the end step, untap, and then just, like, have the two card combo in their hand. And it's just, okay, so they're almost empty-handed, they top deck Dig, and now all of a sudden they have, like, the combo. It's not really what you want to see out of a combo deck like that. Oops, I win is not something that they'd like to see a lot, especially when it's difficult to deal with sometimes. And the Oracle is, I think, a sort of an issue with that, because even if you remove the Oracle, like, it doesn't stop the oops, I win factor. With this deck, it sort of does, but not really, because they can still just replay it like the next turn if you bounce it. Yeah, I guess we have to keep this, I think. I'm not very happy about it, though. Oracle's got to find us some gas. Okay, well that's good. That means they're not thought seizing us. Alright, we have Tempish in on turn 3 online, so let's just find more counterspells. Cloudfin, I don't want any of these on top. No, I'm just going to put them both on the bottom. Because Cloudfin, we don't have anything to, like, pump it up later. I'm not casting this stupid Jhin while they have Censor up. I'll wait till next turn so I can play Nykthos and then play the Jhin. Attack first. Do I want to do that? I actually may not want to do that, because if I play the Jhin and they just have Inverter of Truth, like... You know what? No, they would actually still probably just die, though. Because they don't have a fast enough clock to kill us then. It's a 4-turn clock. Okay, that's fine. Because they have 2 cards in their graveyard, so even if they have Oracle in hand, we can still counter it when they go to play it. Okay, so they don't have Inverter. That's a good sign. But we need to draw some threats. Something like Brazen Borrower would probably be good. But we do have counter spells up, which is nice. We have all the mana in the universe and nothing to do with it. Okay, top decking lands is not really going to win us the game here. And now they're getting to a point where they can almost just cast like Inverter plus Oracle and win the game like that. What do you, they don't have anything like to do? Fuck! Come on! Stop flooding! We've drawn 9 lands and 5 not lands. The 15-turn clock is not good enough, and they're not willing to spend a Fatal Push in this thing. Okay, well, it looks like they're going to probably go for something soon, because I don't know why they wouldn't have just fetched before. Dig through time, I assume? No thank you. Sure. Oh my god, we're gonna lose this game because we just can't stop drawing fucking lands. Meanwhile, the opponent is just like stockpiling their hand full of gas because they're just waiting to choose their moment to do whatever they're gonna do. And I'm sure they have like a bajillion counter spells now in case we do actually draw something. Can't reasonably play the Nykthos, so Nykthos is kind of a dead card in their hand right now. I just have to flash in Borrower on their end step, probably. This is so bad because, like, at any given point, they just threaten to kill us. I'm gonna spend this here because I want them to try to use at least one more counterspell if they have it. Oh my god! It exiles my own spells! This is... oh, fuck, that was bad. That... okay, well, that's something Ashiok's Erasure would not have done. This thing doesn't target anything, and we just exiled our own Brazen Borrower for no fucking reason. I just wasted this for nothing, and now I'm screwed. Yeah. Yeah. Well, fuck. Alright, cool. And we're just gonna flood out forever, too, so... we're really in trouble now. Just gonna cast Dig Through Time again. I can't let him do this, because if I let him dig through time, he's surely going to find whatever he needs. But we're so dead. Like, if he just plays Inverter, we die. That's it. And surely he's just going to do it now anyway. Like, at this point, it's all but guaranteed. Oh, the third dig through time, sure. That was so dumb. There's no reason I should have did that. Like, we needed to have that 3-1 in play. Though, honestly, I don't know what our chances of winning are if we have, like, this many lands in play anyway, so. We're up to 10 lands and, like, what was it, 5, 6, 7 not lands? That's not good. Our deck is supposed to be 40% lands, not, like, 70%. Sure, take my counterspell and win the game. I guess it didn't matter, because, like, we just flooded out ridiculously and there was no way to win this, so. I'm just going to play Oracle now, and we're going to lose. I mean, honestly, we probably just lose to this on its own. Alright. That's fine. Well, we lost to the Super Flood. I mean, I didn't do myself any favors by exiling the thing, but in the end, it didn't matter. 3 dig through times plus, like, having the combo naturally. And versus 10 lands, there is no way. We were just fucked, so. That's magic sometimes. Alright, well, we're on the play. Let's see if we can, like, play a real game. This looks like a real hand. This has a nice curve to it. Oracle can help find us more gas and put lands in the bottom, hopefully. Tell us maybe what we need here. Fortified Village, okay, so this might be an Ajani deck of some, or a Ballista Heliod deck of some kind. No, I don't need any of those. I think this is a match where we want Tempish in, and we're going to stick Shadow Spear on it probably immediately. So I doubt they're going to have much good removal to deal with this thing. Yeah. Investigate. Yeah, it's fine. Now we have to do this turn. Next turn we can actually play the Spear, equip it, and also play the Cloudfin Raptor. But this will let us attack for 5 in the air and gain 5 life, which would be nice. Yeah, you've got that, so. If you have Ballista, we're dead. This is another thing where, like, if you have the combo, like, there's no way that we can get through it. So we just have to try to aggro him out before he can play it. But no, this could just be turn 4 the dream for them, so. It looks like that. Okay, that's good. Like, you'd still have the Ballista. That actually still works. Nope, okay. Not yet, but he's very close. So we're going to play Master Waves. This thing will get bigger. The only way we're not playing Master Waves is if we draw a counterspell or, like, Brazen Borrower. So they're not going to beat us on the ground at this point. Yeah, no, I'll just take it. We're just hoping not to die to, okay. Alright, we need him not to draw it this turn. If he finds it this turn, we're dead. The Shadow Spear can make Heliod not indestructible, but... Okay, come on, please don't have it. If you have Ballista, we're just done. Alright, well, they're digging. Okay, please don't find Ballista. Ballista is the card we lose to. If it's in their top 4, we're dead. Come on. Okay, they put Militia Bugler in their hand. I think that means we're okay. Now, if they make the mistake of attacking with Heliod, it is actually going to die. Okay, so they didn't find Ballista that turn, but now it might be too late. So we can attack them for 8 in the air, and we just need to get in on the ground for 5, or no, maybe 6. Alright, so they have it in hand, so... Okay, please make the mistake of attacking with this Heliod. That's what I need to have happen right now. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers. And each of these are going to be 3s, and they're going to be the strongest things you can block, so you have to block 6 of these, so you'll take 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's good enough, right? Yeah, alright. Well, this is all we can do, so... I think this is enough. Alright, well, we just barely managed to dodge dying to the combo. Like, we're just lucky the opponent bricked for a turn. Because we were that close. Jeez, this Ballista combo is ridiculous. It's almost as bad as the Inverter one. Fuck. Alright, I don't think... We can't take out the counter spells here. I'm not sure what they actually have the green in their deck for. I think maybe just like Collected Company. Because I think most of their stuff is just white because they want to play Devotion for Heliod. So I'm gonna... I don't think I need Tidebinder Mage for this match. Master Waves obviously looked very good there. What do I take out? That's actually not an easy choice. I think... I don't know. Like, Master obviously helped there. What about Shadow Spear? This might matter. If we can keep them from comboing, we do need a way to push past them. Thassa makes everything unblockable and is a 5/5 itself. I don't really want to cut the counter spells against this deck, though. Maybe cut one of those and, like, cut one Gadwick. Alright, I'm going to do it like this. I don't know if that's right. I think the Raptors are good because, like, flying seemed very relevant against their deck. Jeez. I think we're going to keep it. We're just going to hope that we... Oh, no, we mulligan. Never mind. Alright, well, that's fine, because I think this is a fine mulligan anyway. Like, it was close. We're going to keep this one, though. They mulled to 6. We're going to keep this, and I think Master of Waves goes in the bottom. Actually, does it? We might actually want to keep Master of Waves, because I think we're gonna go with like Cloudfin into Brazen Borrower. We're not gonna have mana for Tempision right away. This might be the card actually we need to put on the bottom, because we'll be able to cast this with one more island. We are very far away from casting this right now, so I think I'm putting Tempision on the bottom. I think Master Waves, it's more likely, like, I want to have this, I think. Alright. Because now we can go turn 2 Trickster, turn 3 Borrower, and Master Waves for a lot, and that's still a fine curve. They played, like, no, that thing is scary. Alright, either way, this is fine, actually. I think Oracle makes sense this turn. Now if we find another Jhin, I'll put it on top. I don't want any of those. Actually, I might actually want this island because that helps us cast Master in time. It's not going to matter though because we have Nykthos, so actually no, we don't need any of them. So attack. Yeah, because we can just cast either Borrower or Trickster next turn. Probably just cast this. Unless they play Heliod, we might need to bounce that. Yeah, they're going to play Heliod. Alright, so bouncing seems to be a thing. Attacking is not going to make sense here. I have a 1/3 to block. Okay, so here's the thing. If I tap out right now, I am actually dead to Ballista, so I have to just pass. At least Borrower gives me a chance to top deck something if they do have Ballista. And if they don't, I think I'm just going to flash in Trickster, and that way we can get in like that. Okay, I have no choice here but to bounce this. Because that otherwise we're dead. And now we have to top deck a counterspell or we die. Well, actually, Sorceress Spyglass can also save us. But we have to top deck this turn or we're dead, so. Yeah, we actually just lose to this, right? Alright, well, we'll let them, like, try to go for it. I'm not going to tap out here. Who knows? Maybe they'll choose not to replay it, so. But yeah, we're just totally dead to the combo if they have it. Well, I mean, no, if they go for it. So, like, yeah, this was turn 4, very light interaction from us. Okay, that's very risky in their part. The Trickster doesn't actually do anything here because the Ballista can just... If they don't find Heliod off of this, then they're... So Charming Prince, Walking Ballista. Why? I guess, yeah, you can... No, that just dies to state-based effects, so, Okay, so they're giving us another turn. That's good. Excellent. This gives us an opportunity to maybe flash in Brazen Borrower. Now, if we flash in Borrower, they're just going to ping the Borrower, so I think we actually have to use the Trickster. I think that gives us the best odds of doing something. So that makes... I can only have 4 mana, so it doesn't matter. We might actually... I think what? I think we can double block this Ballista now. Okay. So attacking with the Ballista was insanely dangerous for them. So block and block. They can kill off one of these things. Alright. Our opponent has gifted us a chance. I don't know why they've done it like this. All they had to do was just replay Heliod and they win, but they're just trying to give us a chance here. I can't play anything else right now, so... Let's see, you have 3 mana here. I could just play Master of Waves. Chances that they have another Ballista are pretty low. Or I could play Thassa. What's a better use of my mana? Thassa actually makes this thing bigger and helps us scry to like more interaction, I think, so maybe we want to do that. It's not awake yet. They can't... I guess if they have like a third Walking Ballista in hand and another land, they could theoretically get there. So, how do I want to go about doing this? I could play... Yeah, Master makes 4 tokens right now, which is not the worst. But 4 tokens is not winning the game by itself. We don't know what's in their hand. Thassa might just be better here. So then we'll have access to 4 mana. If we really want to find another counterspell, I think. It might be too greedy, though. Ugh. So 14 if we play Thassa, or Master of Waves is... Makes 4 tokens. Do the tokens really do anything? They sort of do, actually. I'm just trying to think, like, if this is... Alright, we sideboard one of these out. Okay, so we're less likely to get another one. There is also the option of just using or flashing in Brazen Borrower at the end of their turn. So we can hold this up and then flash this in, and then next turn play Master. That actually ensures that we don't die right now, so maybe I'll do that. I like that plan better. Because Borrower will add 2 Devotion, so that way, no matter what we do next turn, Nykthos will be supercharged. And we'll have 6 flying power, so this way keeps us from just automatically dying. Charming Prince, okay. So they get to put a counter on this thing. Right. Or I guess they can put it on either one. I think it would make sense to put it on this one, but... Right, Bolster, you get to choose, don't you? It's whatever, it's not either the creature with the lowest or tied for the lowest. Alright, so scry 2, so they need to find another Ballista. Okay, so yeah, they do put it on that thing. Well, I can't afford to do anything about that. So I think here we're just going to flash in Brazen Borrower. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's a really good draw because now we have access to 5 mana, so I can actually play Master of Waves here. So I don't die on the ground, but I still have enough power to keep attacking in the air. Give a creature lifelink, but we can still trade off some of these tokens. So now we have 6 tokens to work with. I can also play Thassa, because Thassa is not easy for him to block either. So that's a good question. Do I play Thassa or do I play Master of Waves? So I think we're getting close to the point where we kind of need Master to like start eating these things. And this also keeps up the bounce effect as well. I think I actually want Thassa, right? Because then I can attack for 7 in the air, and then, well, doesn't matter because I still kill them next turn. If I attack for 6, that puts them to 9. No, it's not quite enough. I don't think I can die if I play Thassa, because I can block something and then bounce something. I only take 6 damage. I go to 5, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna act. I think here the correct thing to do is to play Thassa. And so what happens if he draws Walking Ballista? We actually can't like interact with it at all. No, we can actually, because then once he activates the ability and puts it down to 1 counter, then we bounce this thing, because then he won't be able to activate it again. He won't be able to give anything. Okay, so I think playing Thassa is the correct thing to do here, because then next turn we can play Master Waves just to not die. Or actually, it doesn't even matter, because they have to actually like kill us this turn, because otherwise Thassa just makes herself unblockable. And then, yeah, that should be enough to kill them. Okay, so that's the plan. Brazen Bar was going to keep us from dying to the combo, and Thassa's going to block probably Heliod, I think. Take 9. I could even block like with the Thassa's Oracle if I want to here. Yeah, so depends on what they do here. I think we'll be okay. This gives us the best chance of killing him, I believe. So they're gonna die next turn, and we, I think, are protected from this combo. They play Ballista on 2. I can bounce Heliod immediately. Do we want? It might not be correct to play around the 3rd Ballista, though. But if they play a spell pre-combat, it's pretty safe to bounce this thing, because then they can't do both things. I mean, Militia Bugler, you have... Okay, yeah, that's fine. Because now if they find Ballista, like, it doesn't matter, because we can still just bounce Heliod and they're dead. So even if they find it, it's okay. But this is still, like, this is maddening. They found another Bugler, that's not going to be enough. So I can still block. Yeah, that... Okay, so that gets lifelink. Can we win through that? So we're attacking for 7. We are attacking for 12. If they attack with that, that is not enough. Okay, so with 2 mana left, I really want to bounce the Heliod and block the Charming Prince. If I do that, is that enough to win still? I don't think they would have played the Bugler first if they had the if they had Ballista in their hand. So one thing I could do is if I block here, like, okay, so here's a possible or a line what I'm saying. If I were to say bounce the Charming Prince and block Heliod, then it doesn't matter. I can take some damage, but that doesn't. Then they can still play this. Ballista comes in with 2 counters, and then they can still go off. If I actually block the Anafenza, okay, well I'm not flashing in any blocker, so yeah. So if I block the Anafenza, this thing is going to die no matter what. Then if I bounce this thing, the best they can do is give this lifelink, gain 3 life, go to 11, and that's not actually enough, because they can only deal 8 damage to me, put me to 3, and then I think they're just dead. So I believe the correct thing to do is do this. Oh no, but okay, so here, if I bounce this back to their hand, though, I can gain 4. So they could gain 7 life, they can go to 15. So can I actually deal 15 damage? So that's 9, 10. I can only deal 13 damage. So, okay, so this might not work here. If they have Ballista, we might just die. So an option is, if I bounce Heliod back to their hand, they can still do this. Potentially go off still. I could block here, bounce Heliod, take 7, and they gain 7, they go to 15. That means they're not actually dead. But it also, yeah, and so that would mean that they'd only have 3 devotion. They still might not be able to combo off if this thing dies. There's a lot of ways this can go south. Yeah, because if I bounce this back to their hand, they're just gonna they can replay it and gain 3 life anyway. So the question is, I think this is the thing that has to die. I think I want to do that. The other option is I can actually, well, I don't think I need to take, I don't want to block with the Oracle. I don't think that's necessary. So I got to kill this thing and then bounce Heliod. They can't replay this turn. Oh, yeah, you know what? They can't replay this turn, so I think this is safe. But this also means if I do this, then they can just give this lifelink. Then we should be safe to just play Master of Waves next turn. And I don't think that they'll be able to combo. Okay. Yeah, so they can gain 7 life, go to 15. That's fine. So I think this is the safest thing that we can do. Alright, and if we can find something good with this, that would be excellent. Gadwick is actually an interesting one, because right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 devotion. So I could just play Gadwick here. It's not bad. Like, the question is, how many more turns is this game going to go on? So if I activate Nykthos, I have 6 devotion. There's no way for me to like get in extra things, so I can realistically play Master of Waves, make Thassa unblockable, attack him, hope that he's not going to be able to somehow combo kill me next turn. I think if I would rather try to dig for a counterspell. That's actually excellent, okay. Because now we can cast Master of Waves. We'll make Thassa unblockable, and we have Brazen Borrower to keep ourselves from dying. So I don't think he can combo if we have this in our hand at this point. This is definitely like a really close one here. And then Thassa will make herself unblockable. Attack, attack, attack. I think that's going to be good enough. So anything bad that happens, we can bounce stuff. This game is super tight and super ridiculous. This is the other Splinter Twin deck in this format. Why are there two Splinter Twin decks in Pioneer? I thought this... Oh, never mind. We have to think so hard about this. But it does appear that this collected company is basic, or the green is basically just for company. Yeah, okay, you can play your thing and give one of these lifelink, but that doesn't actually matter. Okay. Yeah, this is not going to work out the way that you think it's going to. So it was good that we drew this, because this actually ensures that we don't die to something dumb like this. Okay. You gonna make us do this? Alright, concede. Whew! Got there. Okay. So yeah, it turns out that Brazen Borrower was ridiculously important to winning that match. So, alright, yeah, I think this deck is doing pretty good. And Cloudfin we saw was a 3-4 that game. Not bad for a 1-drop, 3-4 flyer coming across. Just, oh my god. It's making us sweat it so hard. We had to, like, think very, very hard about what the right thing to do was going to be there. Yeah, and putting Gadwick on the bottom turned out to be extremely freaking important. Because yeah, that fairground thing would have just blown us out otherwise. There was no other way to win that game. So yeah, it was either like that, either yeah, Borrower or Wizard's Retort were the two cards that we needed to top deck there to do it. That was insane. This Heliod deck is ridiculous. Ballista needs to go, and probably like Inverter of Truth. Or maybe just Dig Through Time. That might be sufficient. Alright, let's play. This hand is pretty bad. I think we can afford to mulligan at least once. This is fine, I guess. We'll just put an island on the bottom. Just have spells forever to cast. You can just repeatedly petty theft whatever they're doing. They mulled to 6, okay, that's fine. This is way better than what we had, so. Okay, well, we're definitely going to be bouncing that thing. Or not. Might trickster it down first. Yeah, no, let's not let this thing attack. We should be careful, though, because this might be a deck that plays like Pack Rat in it. Okay, sure. Well, this is gonna suck. They're like mono 1-drops right now. Save ourselves some life until we can get something online. Yeah, replay. Do you have a third one? I mean, this deck has a lot of these things in it, so... Jeez. Alright, well, we're gonna die because we're getting mana flooded and our opponent is just, like, absolutely getting there. Or no, we're getting mana screwed, not flooded. This is the opposite. I guess that. Yeah, I don't think we can come back. Even if we draw like lands off the top consecutively, it doesn't matter. Fuck it. All right. Nope, we're dead. There's nothing we can draw to come back. That aggro start was insane. Grafdigger's Cage seems like it's actually going to be pretty good against this because we don't want those cards coming back from the graveyard. Other than that, the rest of these are not terribly important, and I don't know if Wizard's Retort is actually very good against this deck. I don't know what all they have. That's the thing that sucks. There's a lot of, like, maybe we do need to keep in some. Shadow Spear seems important. Maybe I don't need all of these. Cut one more thing. Master seems fine. The flying things all seem fine. They're gonna Thought Seize me, so I might. And this is a you know what? That's okay. Maybe I'll take out one Brazen Borrower. The bouncing effect is not terribly good against them, and it can't ever block their stuff. So unlike Thassa's Oracle, on the other hand, can block their stuff insanely well. So they have to Fatal Push that. I don't know. Like, I feel okay about this. This is not super amazing, but I think we have a chance. Yeah, it's just, that was too rough. Like, we're going down to, like, 3 life or something like that. They're attacking us for, like, 10 the next turn. And we can't, there's nothing we can do about it, so... it is what it is. Happens sometimes. We've gotten mana flooded, and now we've gotten mana screwed, so let's see what happens. But if that's how we're losing our game, if it's just because we're not drawing the right number of lands, then I'm actually kind of okay with that, because that is going to happen to literally any deck that you play. So that's just the randomness of Magic. It's not like Leyline variants where you're intentionally just like throwing extra variants into your deck. Like, I think all these hands are like perfectly fine as long as we draw the correct ratio of cards. It's only when we stray away from this like 24-36, drawing that we kind of get screwed. So if that's the case, then I think this is great because we're much more consistent. Yeah, this is fine to keep. We'll play the Cage because that way, if once their creatures die, they won't be able to get them back. And they might not actually be able to do anything about this Cage either. So mulligan to 6, that's good. It's going to be a little while before this comes online if we can't draw another islands right away, but hopefully we'll be alright. Yeah, this means their 2/1s are pretty bad. Yeah, like this is never... Yeah, this goes back to their hand. Oracle's fine. We can find another land to put in our hand. And we want to put the island on top. Pass. We're not going to be returning their stupid other 2/1 back to the battlefield, though. They can't really attack, so that's good. Let's just play a curve that makes sense. Like, what are they going to do about that? Nothing. They can attack with this thing and spend their entire turn doing that, but we're just going to play Master of Waves. Now, you should definitely attack first, because there's a chance I might block. But I'm not going to, so because if you have, like... Actually, I don't want to trade, like, both of these things with... I guess you can kill, like, this. Aether Sphere Harvester. Okay. So we have 5, so we'll play Oracle. I definitely want Gadwick on top. Like, this is going to be ridiculously difficult for them to do anything about. Gag. It crews for 1, so actually we can't attack through this just yet. Because we're just giving them life if we do, and this thing's going to attack us back, so I can't really attack yet. It is a 3/5. This thing still crews it. The Harvester is good, it saved them for a turn, but next turn we're going to play like Thassa, and then we'll make a bunch of stuff unblockable. So maybe we don't want this, maybe we're going to we'll bring in Sorceress Spyglass, that seems like that might be better. They have a lot more activated abilities than I originally anticipated. Like, literally, they have 5 different cards with activated abilities on them right now. So Spyglass seems like it's really important. But they have to seriously ask, like, how are they defeating this? Because Thassa's going to come out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Devotion. We can just draw, like, an entire new hand. I'm totally cool with this, right? Does this matter? Like, why are you doing... Oh, no. No. They're trying to Fatal Push us. Okay, no, we're going to take 2. No. We ain't about that life, champ. Yeah, that's fine. So, options here, we have access to, like I said, 8 mana with this, so that's 9 mana total. I can play Gadwick and draw 6 cards. Like, what are they going to do? They're not going to beat us like that. I could also alternatively draw 3 cards and play Thassa. No, I think actually what might make sense is I should draw... Or I should draw 5 cards, because then if I draw an island and then a Wizard's Retort, then I can counter the stupid Fatal Push that they are sandbagging in their hand. Okay. Because it's likely, like, I could draw either that, or I could draw, like, another 2-drop and an island. Like, this is okay. They don't know what we have, so another Gadwick is fine. This Cage is okay. Can attack with the Jin, but it's not doing anything just yet. No, attacking yet doesn't make sense because they still have Fatal Push for Master of Waves. Unless I attack with all of these. They can't pump this either, so, like, what do? They can animate this thing with the Scrounger. That actually might make sense to attack with these, because, like, they can throw away the Knight of the Ebon Legion and take a ton of damage and then Fatal Push Master. And if they do that, I'm okay with that. Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured would happen here. Okay, so now if they want to push this, that's fine. Yep, it's okay. Because we have another master in hand, so none of this really matters. Sure, do what you're gonna do with that, man. Like, that's not gonna save you. The game has ended. That's exactly what I thought. Well, they saw this cage now, so they might like be inclined to take out some of these things. I still think that the spyglass is probably worth a little bit more now. Shadow Spear seems okay. Maybe the Borrower is also better than I gave it credit for. Take out one Cloudfin Raptor. Borrower, if they go in like a big attack with like Knight of the Ebon Legion, you can just bounce it. Yeah, okay, I'll do it like this. I could bring in the Wizard's Retort too. Alright, I'll do it like, I think that, you know what, maybe we want that. It's hard to say. I think that it might be worth it. This is definitely a good hand. Or we basically are on a mulligan, but it also means that they're not taking Thassa with Thoughtseize. That's not terrible, because now we can protect Oracle at some point with this. Yeah. Just put more gas on top of the deck. Gadwick seems great. Let's put that on top. You can play Thassa, and then turn afterwards play Gadwick if I want. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Spectacle Thoughtseize. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can take a retort. It's not going to do anything. We're not casting this anytime anyway. Okay. Because they know we have Thassa and a bunch of islands, so I don't think they're going to cast another one of these next turn. So what we're going to do is play Thassa, and then turn afterwards play Gadwick and draw a card. Probably? Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Because this equips for 2. That's going to get in for a turn, and it's going to suck. But I think we need to do this. Pass. Attacking doesn't do anything there, so just have to stabilize. Okay, well, Fatal Push is going to make it harder to turn this on. Definitely on the bottom. Oracle is sort of fine. He has 2 cards in hand still. So I could play Oracle and equip Shadow Spear. It means he can realistically only attack with that, because this thing will be a 2/4. Yeah, I like this plan. And I think I want that on top. Pass. We might have another Fatal Push. This thing's going to keep getting bigger and bigger. So we need to try to get Thassa online quickly. So this, how do I want to go about doing this? So in our next 2 cards, we need to draw something that has blue, and we need to draw another blue mana. Okay, so right now we can't turn this on. If I play Gadwick here, well, he's just going to kill me with this thing. I don't think this is the card that actually saves me. Alright, I think I need, like, Merfolk Trickster. I can equip the Spear to it, but that's still not winning. Like, I think we're kind of screwed here. Like, the fact that he had 2 Fatal Pushes was too much. We could play around, like, one of them and still win, but having 2 of them is what is killing us, because now we can't turn on Thassa. The best thing I can do is play Gadwick and then equip it, but he can then just, like, pump this thing up. Alright, well, it's still our only line, so we have to go with it. So at least it'll gain us 4 life, and then if he attacks us with either of these for some reason, we can do it, but... Okay, well, we die. Opponent just, like, had mono removal, and there was nothing we could do about it, so... Whatever. Mono black is one of our tougher matchups, I think. Like, it's gonna just be rough because they just have a lot of removal, and Knight of the Ebon Legion is one of the hardest cards for us to deal with. It comes out swinging very hard, very quickly, and I mean, we had Thassa to try to stabilize, but just not quite fast enough. However, I think the Shadow Spear definitely would have helped. Like, if they missed on removal for, like, 1 turn, like, that definitely gave us a chance to fight back into the game. I don't know what else I could really do about that. Harbinger seems like it could have been okay there, but I think Oracle was also probably equally as good at stalling off a lot of that stuff. It's like, again, if they did not have a removal spell for this, a 2/4 with lifelink just, like, shuts their aggro plan down for the most part, so... It is what it is. Yeah. We lost the first game just getting mana screwed, so, you know, and that's just how, yeah, that's just how Magic is sometimes. So 3-2 with this, but I feel like a reasonable number of our losses were not because of, like, the deck. I think it was just because of, like, randomness and just how many lands we drew. So, you know, if those are the matches we lose, then so be it. That's part of the game. But I think that this is way, way more consistent than the other deck. Like, we came out with a better record, and I still think that we were much closer to having an even better record than we finished with today. So, what do I have to say? I think these are probably necessary while Dredgeless and the Breach deck is around. I don't know if what we could, like, if there's something better that we can do against the that blue-black deck. That deck is just kind of brutal at the moment. I don't know. Haven't seen red in a while, so these Drakes are definitely, like, good, but we haven't needed them in a fair bit, so who knows. I mean, they're still fine against Phoenix to bring them in. Just have to be careful with them. Like, we have a lot of cards to bring in against, like, the blue-red Phoenix deck now. Yeah, as long as Ballista is a thing, I think the Sorcerer's Spyglass is just mandatory, because Jesus Christ, Ballista is such a pain in the ass. I hate that card so much. I actually don't mind the blue-red, the Breach deck, because I feel like there's enough cards like Grafdigger's Cage that can, like, shut that down. That, like, enough decks can play these sorts of things that... And like, it also, like, shuts off their plan B of just, like, reanimating Phoenixes, too. So... Yeah, I'm fine with the Breach combo. I'm less fine with I think the Inverter combo. Like, that one's close to the line for me in Pioneer, but maybe that's okay, maybe it's not. I'm definitely not a fan of the stupid Heliod Ballista combo. Like, that's twice now that we faced it, and, like, I think we lost to it what is it, Sunday or Monday when I played. We beat it this time, but only absolutely just barely. Like, there was still, like, we were still dead to, like, if he just had it in, like, turn 4. Or, like, when he gave us, like, that extra turn to just not die for some reason. I have no idea why he would do that, but he could have just played the Heliod and not lost the game, but... So, we should have died to it again. It's just insane, so... And I suspect that that's a large reason of why the mono black deck has popped up again. Just because Thoughtseize and removal spells seem like they're pretty good against it. Or at least keep it from getting totally out of hands. Like, but I think pairing it with green for the Collected Company seems like that's even a good way to like outvalue those decks. Because like, what are you going to Thoughtseize? Like, okay, he has like Heliod, Ballista, and like Collected Company in his hands. Like, no matter what you take, they're still going to find ways to get value and just like crush you. So it's rough. But overall, like, I'm happy with this list. I think that Thassa's Oracle actually proved itself to be pretty good. I don't know about Raptor. Like, this card was fine. I think that it's worth playing more. I don't know if Storm Tamer would have been better than this. I think that we probably were better off having Raptors here, but I don't know. Against Control, we definitely would like to have Storm Tamer more. It's going to be very close for me between the two as to which one I want in any given metagame. So, I don't know. On any given day, I might change my mind about which one of these two I'm going to play, but I think this card is just, it's fine enough to, like, if you want to do this. And I think maybe the edge is, like, if you're going to play Shadow Spear in the main deck, the fact that this power goes over 1 means that it has more synergy with this. So, yeah, that's all I've got for today. I've been enjoying Pioneer a lot lately. I think that it's there's now probably a couple cards that need to be at least talked about for whether they're healthy in this format or not, and hopefully Wizards will, you know, take that under advisement. I know they said in their last announcement Ballista is definitely under the magnifying glass, but yeah, yeah, it's just, I don't know, 2 Splinter Twin type decks in this match where it's just like, okay, I play a card and then I play another card and you just lose. Like, that's, yeah, I don't know. Like, Copycat kind of got banned for that, and because like the rest of the deck was still good, and I think we saw the same kind of gameplay out of Heliod, so it's hard for me to say that that deck is okay. Like, I'm kind of biased on Ballista a little bit. I don't like Ballista as a card design at all, and I think the format would be much better without it. If they want to keep Inverter Combo as a thing, that might be okay. Maybe. I'm not sure, but either way, like, out of every format right now, I think Pioneer's the one I'm enjoying the most, so probably expect to see me play more Pioneer than most of the other decks at the moment, or most of the other formats, because like I'm totally loving Mono Blue. I think, yeah, Chadwick is just great, and yeah, this definitely is a great addition to the deck. There have been a lot of times where we just like kept like 2 lands, and this found us our 3rd land and helped us curve all the way up. Or if we kept like 4 lands or something, like this helped us put gas on top, and so we didn't just die. So I think Oracle definitely is a very good card in this deck. So yeah, and I'm not sure what Theros' overall effect is going to be, whether it's going to improve Pioneer as a format. I think it's close. Like, it's added some fun cards like this, but it's also probably added just as many, if not more, degenerate cards to this, so I don't know. Like, this, yeah, this and like Underworld Breach and like Heliod have definitely like pushed combo way like over the top in this format compared to where it was before, so maybe they should do a little bit more testing in some of these things. Like, I do think that Underworld Breach is probably getting banned in Legacy at some point, and I think that there's a chance that it's banned in this format. Yawgmoth's Will for 2 mana maybe wasn't the smartest card to print, but what do I know? So, alright, yeah, but like I said, I'll probably be playing a lot more Pioneer than anything else, because similar to like how I spent some time like trying to catch up in Legacy, because I was enjoying that for a while. I think actually right now I like this almost more than Legacy, because this format is just a lot more fun when you don't have like all the stupid like one-sided cards like you know, Karn the Great Creator getting like Ensnaring Bridge or Plague Engineer or any of like that nonsense. The only thing that, you know, is really still here that sucks is Teferi, but I can live with that. The rest of the 2019 nonsense I don't really care for, and the fact that like Once Upon a Time and Veil of Summer and all that stuff is already banned out of here, I think it already puts Pioneer like way over the top for compared to like Modern, Legacy, and even Standard at this point. So yeah, definitely loving this deck, and I think that this definitely has a lot more potential to it. We'll see it. So Yeah, all right. So finally, I'm going to end my rambling. So that's it for today. I will see you guys. Probably on Sunday or Monday. That's usually when the next one goes up. So take it easy, everybody. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you love me. All right. Good night.